All right, man. Let's talk about Dan Campbell. Should he be on the hot seat? Um, yeah, let's talk about it, bro. You remember we talked about him kind of having the highest odds or the best odds to be the first head coach fired this offseason. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know how much intel. I'm not intel. I don't know how much input he has on these drafted players. Once again, one of the biggest negatives about um the process the Lions did, they stuck Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes together. I felt that Brad Holmes should have been able to go in there and draft his own head coach or pick his own head coach, right? Now, maybe he went in there and said, well, I really don't. And maybe he went in there and said, well, I really don't, have any idea. Let's search together. So I don't know if that's what he said, right? But nonetheless, um, nonetheless, that is what it is. And but like I said before, one thing I do like about Brad Campbell is he's established you know, is that he established a physical nature that no other another coach has established in a while here. He's established a plug and play amongst the offensive line, a mentality of them getting physical, getting downhill, and also even being physical in pass protection. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about him. And I ain't ready to write him off neither. I told y'all when you give somebody an opportunity for the first time, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna be some bumps. Now, some of the things Brad Holmes has done is just total idiot. Just it's dumb. That's what I will say. Some of the things that he straight up done is just dumb. Like trading, Matthew Stafford to the Los Angeles Rams for Jared Goff. That was just dumb. No matter how you slice the cake, that was just dumb. Okay. Drafting all these injury-prone players, especially at back-to-back positions in the second round with Josh Pascal and Anazork, especially knowing that Romeo Cora is going to be out for a while and Julian Okora had a history of being injured, that's not too smart. Okay? So, he made some mistakes, but he also made some good picks too, but this ain't about Brad Holmes. Dan Campbell has done what Jim Schwartz didn't do, Jim Caldwell didn't do, Brian Montanelli didn't do, Steve Mariucci didn't do, and so on. He got that the Detroit Lions offense playing physical. It ain't about the points. It's about how they can plug in a running back, they can plug in guards, they can plug in centers, they can shuffle the line, and they are a physical, nasty, gritty football team. And had the defensive line been able to mimic that, and they haven't mimicked that, it ain't for lack of effort. It ain't because of Aaron Glenn. They have not been able to mimic that simply because they ain't been healthy. Some of these dudes that's out there, Benito Jones, Isaiah Buggs, Austin Bryant, these dudes won't even be on the active roster, bro. If Josh Pascal, Anna Zorky, Julian Okora all was playing. So imagine how much deadlier Aiden Hutchinson could be, with Romeo Okora out there rotating in. How much deadlier Charles Harris can be with some help from Levi Anazorki. How much better Brockers can be with some help, from Josh Pascal. Think about it. Think about that for a minute. Think about it. So it's a lot of things that I can't pretty much say that's completely in his control, or that's not his fault per se. All the way. But but um but no, I ain't completely. People talking about the fourth down goal. Man, he probably should have punted it. To be honest, probably should have punted it. 4 yards. All your offensive threats really off the field. A lot of this just fall down on Brad Holmes. I mean on Brad Holmes. It fall on him. It's a lot of stupid mistakes with personnel issue. And like I said, I don't blame him for not going out there and spending money on you know what I'm saying? I don't blame him for not spending money in free agency because you're not close. But what we got to do is we got to get young guys in here. You got the youngest football team, but the most injury-prone football team. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. How you young, you injury prone. And Dan Campbell said they looked at a lot of things. But one thing you need to look at, honestly, is the players that you drafted. You drafting guys who already broke up before they got in this league. Think about that. You already drafting guys that's broke up before they got in this league. Come on. So what you expect? As far as the coaching, I mean, people talking about the defense and all that, man, bro. It ain't that much talent over there. Look at the linebackers. Can you name them basically? Where else would they be starting at? So much hype about Derek Barnes. He got passed up by a fifth or sixth round rookie. Can you name the safeties? Deshaun Elliott, I never heard of him, and I'm a football guy. I may not be the college football guy that I used to be back when I was younger, but I'm a National Football League. Really never heard of the guy. Juju Hughes. Will he be starting anywhere else? Would he be a back? I can't really say. So no, I really ain't lost faith in Dan Campbell. No, I knew what it was coming into the season. Y'all let Hard Knocks, put the expectations too high. Yeah, they had one of the easiest schedules and all that, but you got to look at the team. The rebuild don't start until you get a quarterback. And then your rebuild don't start until you tear it to people get healthy. Jameson Williams not healthy. Romeo Cord not healthy. You keep going on and on. Josh Pascal, he's starting to get healthy, but he ain't healthy. Levi Nazorki, he ain't healthy. Come on, we haven't even seen this team look like at full strength. Jonah Jackson injured. Who else out there injured? A high tide injury, which he probably should have been cut. Come on. They counted on DeAndre Swift. We all knew that was a mistake. The only crazy thing about it is it just took 2 games. It took 1 game for him to get injured, 2 for him to be out of there completely. Two for him to be out there completely. Ain't nobody surprised. I put the grunt of the blame on Brad Holmes. I put the grunt of the blame on Brad Holmes. He is the personnel guy. And he's done a horrible job at personnel. You know what? It's not like he did a horrible job um, it's not like he did a horrible job where the guys are just not performing. They're not getting the opportunity to perform, and he keeps drafting. He keeps drafting broken up players time after time. So he continues to make the same mistake time after time again. Broken up players, 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 broken up players. So we don't even get an opportunity to see them. You know what I'm saying? We don't even get him the opportunity to see what he can do, what they can do. Come on. We don't even see what they can do. So it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to evaluate. And Brad Holmes is the one that should be on the hot seat. I understand what he's doing, but you can't build a foundation of depth and plug and play without healthy players. You're the youngest team in the National Football League, but one of the most injury prone teams. And a lot of injuries happened before the week one football was snapped. I'll leave y'all with that. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App. Venmo CJ Good 313, Cash App CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Find me Twitch. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Spotify, Anchor. Hit the link tree. It's the first link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Everybody showing love. Peace.